American education continually and repeatedly is described as in crisis. Communication 101 is the central component to the reform that is needed. Everyone knows that communication is the foundation of every relationship, and increasingly every single profession. And in so many obvious ways, communication is what is breaking down in society as people polarize into their various tribes and increasingly refuse to communicate with those who disagree with them. The fundamental at play here, in our search for meaning, is that meaning is fundamentally shared. Communication requires agreement between the intending communicator and the perceiving communicator. And our society and civilization rests upon that shared meaning far more than we like to acknowledge. The reason why we don't acknowledge it is because sharing meaning means considering others' perspective and even giving them priority over our own. It's antithetical to our base notions about exerting power. It runs counter to our self-interest, and we have to go beyond that, because again, it's how reality works. Insisting on your own way won't work in the long run. For example, religion is an exercise in the pursuit of truth even on the supernatural level, and it's probably the most riddled with disagreement. Coming to terms with what we agree upon is the name of the game there, leading to creeds and statements of faith. Same for science, as all great scientific truths and facts are actually resting upon scientific consensus of peer review across the globe. More basically, every married person should particularly feel and know what we are talking about. But again, this applies to every relationship. Every customer service person in the world knows the tension of treating the customer as if they are always right, even when they are not. That is fundamentally putting their perspective ahead of their own. Perhaps most fundamentally of all, the rule of law is predicated on agreement being found in a jury or in a Congress. Lawyers can put up billboards advertising to anyone, "I will make an argument for you," almost no matter what it is. We will then see if we can convince 12 people to agree with us. Thus, this basic idea of agreement or cooperation is pretty important. And we need to teach it more explicitly in schools. Basics of shared meaning, and more explicitly how teams work and leadership works, goal setting towards the common good. All this is vital, and yet only indirectly or generally addressed. Teaching it more directly will benefit us all. Better communication instruction will improve reading comprehension, history, school discipline, and even math. Our math problems aren't about math really, but about communication breakdowns. Understanding them this way requires rethinking our approach to instruction. But this can reap immense rewards. For more information, please hit subscribe, and go to www.johncomfort.com. There are sensible paths forward that can renew and transform our communities.